Tobago, are you ready for a masterclass in communication? Well, guess what? On May 3rd, the Caribbean Film and Media Academy is having a masterclass featuring Dominic Calipasad and Lisa Wickham. I hope you're ready for it because Lisa Wickham is on the line with us. Joining us via Zoom this morning, the CEO of Imagine Media International. Good morning to you, Ms. Wickham.
Good morning to you, Mr. Remy.
And how
And
are
good
you
morning,
this morning?
Trinidad and Tobago, and especially good morning, Tobago. I am good, I'm blessed and good this morning. So just raring and excited to go because in less than 2 weeks we'll be back across in Tobago. I was there last week and things are shaping up.
Nice. First of all, tell me about the role of the Caribbean Film and Media Academy.
Sure. So in 2007, I founded the CFMA, Caribbean Film and Media Academy, because of the fact that I realized that I had the privilege, really, of working with so many people around the world. And I wanted to bring that capacity, that knowledge to the region. So we started off in 2007, yes, doing a number of programs, not just in media, but in leadership, entrepreneurship, working with young people particularly, because that's my area of specialty, working with young people. And so in 2017, I introduced the masterclass series, the Lisa Wickham masterclass series, to Trinidad and Tobago in the region. And of course, with all things happening with COVID and so on, we went online for COVID. Dominic and I were speaking, and I realized that he said, Lisa, but we've never been to Tobago. And I said, oh, yes, of course. So the CFMA has been to Tobago with persons from Canada. We did some workshops there and so on, but we've never done an actual masterclass there, particularly with Dominic in communications. So, that's the reason that we're going, because I think it's communications has changed so much, as you would know, as so many people in the industry would know. It changes not even every 10-year cycle now, but every probably 10-minute cycle with so many different so many different platforms. And with the introduction of AI, I think I heard you all talking about that when I came into the room earlier. I don't know, maybe
Yeah, we
ChatGPT and
will.
so on. Yeah. So, so the introduction of AI, whether it's a tool, whether it's a threat, I think back to the time when film was moving from the silent movies to the talkies and that fear that was there and so on. So we're going to have all that discussion come May 3rd in Tobago.
Nice. Now tell me how the masterclass series has been received so far, because this is not the first one you're doing. You've been doing it for a while, like you mentioned. But how has the reception been
Actually,
and the engagement?
yes, very much, very good. We've been getting a number of persons. They're just actually just a few more spaces left, actually. But one of the things so we're getting people from Trinidad and Tobago registering, people from Tobago, I should say that in the reverse, people from Tobago and Trinidad registering. And I'm happy to see people from Trinidad making that leap across because it's always the other way around. And I should say that our partner Hotel Violas is actually offering a discount so people can call once they're signed up and give their code, which they will get once they sign up, to get 20% off accommodation. But that's on another side. What I really want to focus on is the leadership peering initiative. That's something, again, that we've always been doing. We started years ago, since 2007. People like Antonio Achi has benefited from that, where we ask corporates. So thank you, First Citizens. They've jumped on board to sponsor 5 people, to sponsor young people the full tuition, and they get to sit alongside professionals. There's Antonio. They get to sit alongside professionals in the field. And that level of networking that takes place over that period is invaluable because they get the opportunity to work alongside people that they would not have ordinarily met in the industry. So that leadership peer initiative, we depend on the corporates to support it. And then we hand it over to A-level students, university students, the Tobago Council, Youth Council, I believe they have young people as well. So yes, so that's something that I'm very excited and looking forward to, that pairing of young people alongside professionals.
And it definitely contributes to continuity and carrying on that legacy and carrying on the skills from one generation to the next. Tell me about the
Absolutely.
experience so far working with Mr. Dominic Calipasad.
Well, Dominic, I grew up in TTT, as most people know. My navel string is buried there. I've been there since I'm 6 years old. And Dominic people like Dominic Alpissad, Barbara Assoon, Alison Hennessy, Hazel Ward Redmond. Those are the people I used to say I'm hand-me-down BBC trained at the time, because Dominic, of course, was BBC trained, and they really shepherded me in the early years of my development at TTT. And now that relationship has emerged into one of professional respect and still mentorship. And working with Dominic, we have different styles. So you all know I'm a lot of energy, a ball of energy. Dominic is very calm and very precise. And I love how he takes people on the floor to do the breathing exercises during the workshop and so on.
Okay.
And he's a vault of knowledge, really. So working with him, you get to tap into all of that experience of Dominic, as well as my experience as well.
Fantastic. Lisa, if people want to sign up for it, where do they go to sign up, and how much does it cost to be a part of this masterclass?
Well, now it's 1,000 plus VAT, so that's subsidized, as you can imagine. And they can just go to the email ask.imaginemedia@gmail.com. But if you're online, check the social media pages for Imagine Media International Limited, the Caribbean Film and Media Academy, Dominic's Mine, and so on. And you get on some of the pages, you actually get the link to register and sign up. But as I said, the places are going really fast now. People are waiting for the last week. So in the last week, we got a whole group of people registering, and this will be the final week for registration.
All right.
I want to say before I go, I really have to thank our sponsors across in Tobago, especially Newlands Video Production. Good morning, Sophie, Gail, and Takairan. Viola's Guest House, I mentioned First Citizens, Aaron's Delight, so you're getting good food, as well as Aaron's, which is the sort of treats, and Angie's Delights. Let me make sure I got that name correctly. Sophie will kill me. but yes, so we have full support across on that side. So it is
nice. I love that. Lisa, just in case anybody's wondering, can you tell us who exactly should be signing up for this in terms of, is it media people only? Is it communications professionals, PR people? Tell me, who is the target?
Keep going. You seem to know that you got it. So media people, PR people, but anyone who wants to improve their level of communication. So Rokas, you know that there are people who are totally intimidated if they have to make a public presentation, right? Or to do some form of public speaking. So teachers, we have teachers who have signed up because teachers have to stand in front of person. So I've actually worked with people across the board, whether it's executives, priests, teachers, just persons in their own regular work of life in terms of corporates and having to be able to make a presentation. Because communication is not just about speaking in front of a camera, but it's also about a level of confidence to be able to communicate interpersonally to get your position across in a non-conflict or non-confrontational manner. Yeah. So this speaks to anyone who is looking to level up in terms of their level of communication.
What do you think is one of the biggest challenges, Lisa, before we go? It's the last one, I promise. What do you think is one of the biggest challenges that people face when it comes to communication?
Fear. I think fear is one. Lack of preparation. So those two go together, I would say, immediately, because if you're not prepared, there's that level of anxiety. What am I going to say? But if you know exactly anyway, when they come, I'm giving away some tips there.
That was just a little sneak peek into it. And that's how you communicate, ladies and gentlemen, to get it to slip out somebody information. Lisa, thank you so very much for joining us this morning.
You're so welcome.
And all the best on May 3rd. Take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Communications with the Masters, it's happening on May 3rd in Tobago, and you definitely want to be a part of it. Head across to Imagine Media International social media, and you can get more information about it. I know you, I think, would have trained as well with Dominic Alpissad at some point, yeah?
With you in the same course as well?
No, I didn't do that one. You keep thinking I was there and I was not there.
Oh, hard luck. I'm like, it was the same time. But yeah, it's one of those I wanted to go to, but unfortunately, I have something to do. So if you have the time, head across to Tobago. It's happening on the 1st of May.
The 3rd.
3rd of May, sorry. But for now, we've got more here on the Now Morning Show.